Well, folks, it's that time of the year again, the beginning of the year. It's January 1st, it's New Year's, and it's time for me to give my beginning of the year statement, the state of the RFC union, so to speak. I've never done this before, actually. I'm acting like this is like an old tradition on the channel. It's going to be, but I have to start it now. I just wanted to come on here and just give some quick thoughts on some things that have been on my mind. Of course, it is the beginning of the year, and at the start of the year, I did upload a video on Creepshow Art. I say upload a video. All my videos are highlights. They're not really videos. They're more, clips of my streams, just to make it easier for you guys to watch my streams. So I've uploaded that as the first video of the year, this being the second. And this video really serves two purposes. One, to promote the RFC YouTube Rewind. The second is just to come on here and get my thoughts on this year, because I do have some stuff to say. 2021 was a year that was pretty shit based on what I hear people talk about. Most of the people that I've asked, what do you think of 2021? How was your 2021? The response I always hear is that it was horrible. Now, most people that say that it was bad give different answers. It's not this one unanimous reason. People didn't like 2020 because of the pandemic, obviously. With 2021, it seems that everybody's reason for disliking the year is largely personal. And obviously, due to it being personal, many people's reasons vary. For me, I struggle to say 2021 was a bad year. It was actually a very good year. This year has changed me. That's not true. It hasn't changed me, but it's reinforced me. I've had to really reinforce my inner door, so to speak, this year. Because, honestly, not to get too personal or anything, but I started this year as a complete chimp. I was literally, I was still going to school, living with my parents. I didn't even have a car yet. Obviously, didn't have a job. I still don't have a job. My job is this, but I was basically living the last of my childhood for the first half of the year. And in the second half of the year, I completely, let me just mute my Discord sounds here for a second. But for the second half of the year, I completely changed literally almost everything about my life. I got a car, I got a house. I instantly really became a full-time YouTuber. I kept going to school for at least a few months, but I decided to cut that off for now. I do intend to go back to school, but for right now, I'm focusing on just, building my assets and just kind of, living life as an adult here for a second, adjusting to these radical changes to my life. And the amount of change that's taken place in my life has come with many costs, so to speak. It's also come with a lot of benefits. I do say, a lot of people say that growing up, you'll learn to treasure your childhood. You'll wish you were always a child. And I don't agree with that at all. I do treasure my childhood, but I also, treasure adulthood as well. Both phases of your life have pros and cons. And, going into it more, I'm going to, more properly understand the pros and cons of each. As of right now, I can already tell you there's a lot of pros and cons of being an adult versus, being younger. And that's really what this year's been all about for me. It's been about change. And I think even in my content, y'all might have seen that. I think my content's gotten a lot better, structurally. But I also think 2020 was a better year for drama. I think it was a more interesting year. I think 2020 was probably one of the best years on the internet. It only competes with 2016. 2021 was a very meh year when it came to what we were talking about. It started off pretty strong, I think we were still in the pyrocynical story when the year started, which is obviously a big one. Then, of course, the dream drama, the dream situation. That, of course, came with the John Swan situation, which, is a drama I did not enjoy. Even back then, I wasn't enjoying it at all. It was hitting a little bit too close to home there. And then after that, things picked back up. We had the whole EDP situation, which was one of the most hilarious stories I think happened this year. It was definitely the biggest story that happened. Then we had the tea community and stuff like that, the journalism, us versus journalists. And then around July, June, August, and the first half of September, things got really dead and really quiet. This is also the same time period that I moved, and I ended up taking a month off of making content, and that definitely damaged my channel for a while, I would say. Not, I mean, it was my own decision to take a break. It's not like I'm sitting here whining or crying that it did, but I mean, objectively it did. And then I think around the end of September, things really started to pick back up again, but not because there was drama or there were interesting stories to cover. Eventually there were, but things picked up because I started having more fun with it. I started getting more focused. VidCon also happened around that time, and although, memories of VidCon are a little bit tainted now after some post-drama, I still enjoy my trip there. Overall, this year was very strange. It was very up and down in almost every aspect of the year. One of the best things that happened this year was the community, because I think I really got to build out more of my community than I've done in the past. Beforehand, I always thought building a community on YouTube was gay and something you'd never want to do. I always thought communities will inevitably spawn from your content, but it's something you shouldn't encourage. But I disagree with that now. There is a lot of people I've met from my community, a lot of like regular chatters, moderators in the chat, frequent donators that I've gotten to actually like talk to and stuff like that. And I feel like the sense of community, if anything, has been a lot bigger this year, which is something I actually have like grown to really enjoy. Again, beforehand, I was always told you never want to really engage with your community. You never really want to encourage it. It will spawn and you shouldn't stop it from happening, but at the same time, you shouldn't, aid in its creation. But I disagree. And this year has really been the best year where I've really gotten to like kind of, really learn who watches my content. A lot of people have even started their own channels based off of, memes and things that have happened at RFC. And it's really cool to see, obviously the channel that comes to mind. The first one is Commentary AIDS, and we'll get to them in just a second. But, other channels that have spawned, like Doc on the Radio and other people around the community, it's been just really cool to see. And that's really been the highlight of this year for me, is the community. Everything else was very hit or miss. And it wasn't just me that thought that. Some people flat out said 2021 was the worst year of their life. I wouldn't say it was the worst for me, but I would definitely say it was the most challenging. It was by far a year that I don't think I could have possibly prepared for. But it happened, and it's over. And like I said before, I think it's like it's made me 10 times the person that I used to be, both on YouTube and off a platform. And it's worth commemorating this year. And I was kind of trying to like wonder, how do I summarize 2021? How do I cap it off? Well, fortunately for me, being the lazy shit that I am, I didn't have to do a single thing. Commentary AIDS made a hour and 40-minute compilation video of the best clips of 2021. And I didn't know he was going to make this, but he did. And I was watching it a couple days ago when it came out. And it was really genuinely something that was super cool to see. I love this guy's channel, by the way. And any channel that like spawns like this, clipping channels or just community-based channels, really. Channels that, exist to sort of just collect all of the good shit from this community. I love to see channels like this. And this really is, this is a million times better than any YouTube Rewind could hope to be. But I might be a little bit biased there. I don't know. Regardless, the reason why I like this channel so much and this compilation, and the reason why I recommend you guys watch it, is because these videos are really going to serve a great utility going forward when inevitably I'm kicked off one day. Which, make no mistake, it will happen. If you guys don't see the trajectory of where the internet is going, and people shit on me all the time for this and say that I'm doomer-pilled or that I'm just somebody that is just way too over themselves, way too obsessed with this like idea that we haven't even like seen play out yet. Well, we have seen play out. The internet is going to be in a very weird place this decade. And the writing really was on the wall since, I would say, 2016, 2017, but especially last year. Where that puts channels like mine that I would argue my channel isn't that controversial, but it is a little bit going against the grain. And I could definitely see a situation where it doesn't exist anymore. Now, I'll still keep making content as long as I'm allowed to, because this is what my heart and soul is into, right? But I want to just remind you guys to really treasure the time we have. And I know it sounds doomer, but really, you know, for all the shitting on 2021 that we did, and that year kind of deserved to be shit on a little bit, maybe a lot. But don't discount the good times, all right? Just remember what we have here, right? Because it might not always last. Who knows? We could be in the golden era of this channel right now, and if we are, well, let's just have fun and enjoy it while we still can. See, that's not doomer. I'm not being doomer when I say that. I'm being positive, okay? Enjoy this year and last year and next year for what it brings us, because what we're enjoying right now could become impossible to create just a few years down the line. Or maybe things will get a lot better. I don't know. But I'm not going to lie and say that getting banned isn't not something I worry about seriously. Like, I'm not staying up late at night thinking about getting banned or like what I'll do, but it is in the back of my head a lot. And rather than be upset about it and be, you know, constantly, you know, I'm going to get banned one day and it's going to be awful, I would rather just reinforce the idea that times are really good right now. And as hard as last year might have been for some of y'all, times are good right now. And I think we should enjoy it for what we have. And there's no better way for me to enjoy it than to take a look at this compilation and look at really just all the fun, goofy, weird shit that we said on stream. Because like I said before, you know, I love shit like this. It really preserves this year in a better way than I could have done it, for sure. I really appreciate this guy for making it, and I really recommend you guys watch it. This is the RFC Rewind. He has me saying the fucking N-word in the first 5 seconds of it. Which is just, in context, to be fair. And it's soft A. But, yeah. He has that. But, yeah. No, go take a look at this compilation. It's really good. And let's just have some fucking fun this year. Because I think 2022 is going to be a great year. And I think it's really worth reflecting on just how much fun times are right now. That's all I'm really going to say. At this point, I'm rambling. You guys get the point. But this is the RFC Rewind. And I want to give a special thank you to my community, my friends, and really just everybody that gave me this position of where I am today. It really is humbling, and it really is a lot of fun. And I do enjoy it. So without further ado, I'm going to link the commentary aids video in the pinned comment and in the description. Go watch it. Have a good 2022. It's going to be a very interesting year. We'll see where we end up. You know, I have some goals in mind, mainly being 100K subs and, uploading daily for the whole year. These would be nice things. If I could accomplish these things, these would be nice. But I'm focusing less on the goals and just more on advancement and pushing RFC forward, making the streams and the content better, and dipping my feet into things that I wouldn't normally do, while keeping the core of the channel alive. So anyway, go watch commentary aids. My name's AugieRFC, and I'll talk to you guys later, everybody. Peace out, and have yourselves a good day, everyone.